They don't dance no more. They don't dance no more. All they do is diss. Woo, it's a hydration situation where the locker room comes to life and those X's and O's meets those I's and U's. What the hell am I throwing up? Man, they don't dance no more. They don't dance no more. All they do is diss. We're going to take that meaning and flip it and stretch it and make it elastic. Oh, it's going to apply to this situation right here. Caitlin Clark. I finally figured out why I love Caitlin Clark. And it's always a selfish reason. What does selfish and selfless have in common? Self. The reason I love Caitlin Clark is because she's not a walking stereotype. The reason I love Caitlin Clark is because she's defying stereotypes. Reason why I connect with that is because I'm in that same boat. 5 years old, growing up in Compton, I'm golfing. You know what they call me. You know what they tease me about. Oh, you white. You trying to act like you know how to play golf. What? What do you mean I'm just using this stick? I only got 3 clubs and hitting that ball. What does that got to do with being white? Oh, because only white people do it? You need to come to the course with me. I just saw Smokey Robinson. I just saw Calvin Peete, etc. My daddy introduced me to it. My daddy ain't white. So anytime I see somebody out there who ain't living like a stereotype or is defying stereotypes, they get extra applause from your boy. Okay, so I saw this segment on First Take, and there right now is going to be a case of why First Take is number one for what, 12 plus years? It's insane how good this segment is, seriously. Like, say what you want about anybody. This segment is insane. Don't believe me? Listen to them go at it.
But the reason why in the public eye, Ali was the greatest was because of the adversity. It's not to compare one to the other, because I'm not trying to do that. I'm simply pointing out that what goes on outside the court, the field, the ring of play per se, matters because your mental becomes incredibly important. Now, in society in this day and age, we paid more attention to the mental more so than never before. Naomi Osaka and various others having to deal with what they've had to deal with. In some cases, some people succumbing to that stuff. This girl didn't do that. She elevated. She seemed to thrive. The second that we talked about her needing to be on Team USA, obviously all of us weren't in agreement with that. But you know what's undeniable? She's been better since the Olympic play was over because she got that much needed rest.
She got
in fairness to Andrea.
First shot. Now, they all talking nice. They don't dance no more. Right now, they doing that song and dance, what you're supposed to do with your co-host, your guests, your analysts, everybody working together. We are family. We supposed to just sing the song, right? And you heard already one go over the bow because she got snubbed. Look at Shannon's disposition. Look at Stephen A's disposition. First of all, he crispy right now. Say what you want about the man. He crispy right now. Woo, Mr. Jefferson looking good. And in the middle, Lord.
She got that much needed rest going from college to the pros, not having any rest whatsoever. Got a breather, got a chance to take a breath and churn that second engine to a degree. And what has she looked like since? She's looked absolutely marvelous, regardless of whatever noise has been out there. So when you show that you're able to perform in the face of adversity, to me, that is the true testament to greatness. And that's why we're looking at her and we're saying greatness is on the way.
Okay, we already know. Y'all ever double dutch? See, this is another thing. So I was white because I was 5 years old and I was playing golf. What? Then I was gay growing up. Yay, whatever you're supposed to say on YouTube, I don't know. Because I like the double dutch. I was just so athletic. I was like, why are only the girls doing this? This ain't that hard. Like, just time it up and go, yeah. I got 3rd place in the whole school. 2nd, 3rd grade. I forget your grade. Point being, they start calling me that. Really? Now let's hear what Shannon. Shannon coming in hot 100. You already know. Anybody got this? Anybody over there holding egg rolls like that? They ready to battle. Let's go.
Stephen A., I would be remiss if I didn't say this. A lot of this noise came by people that were sitting on this network. They tried to minimize her, said, well, you giving her all this credit. What about the women that came before her? What the women came before her, what they did cannot be taken away. That ain't got nothing to do with Caitlin Clark. But there was a lot of people tried to make sure they keep Caitlin Clark in her place because what you're doing, if you give her all this shine, you minimize what they done. You can't minimize what Maya Moore or Candace Parker or Lisa Leslie or Lauren Jackson or Diana Taurasi or Simone Augustus or any of the other great players. That Caitlin Clark, what she's doing doesn't minimize what they've done, but we should have been giving her the credit. We saw the ratings, we saw the merchandise sales, we saw the attendance, but y'all want to make it about something else. Oh, what about the women that laid the foundation? What about this? What about it? That ain't got nothing to do with Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is box office. She's doing this. And instead of giving her credit, y'all tried to make it about, oh, y'all poo-pooing the old guard. Y'all never talked about the old guard like this. Nah, I ain't gonna let it slide. Caitlin Clark, unanimous rookie of the year. But what's even more impressive, she's first team WNBA. First.
You know.
You ever get to a party and as soon as you walk in, you realize a couple of things. One, damn, I ain't dressed for this party. Oh, well, I'm here. Who cares about really what you're wearing? But the second thing is, oh, they on a whole different level with their energy. Either they way turned up or you need to catch up, right? Or what the hell are they doing in here? Like, this is boring. Like, all you know is what you came to do ain't matching what's being done. Watch what happens now, because Shannon done set the tone. He done came in hot 100, like, and he's talking a lot about the marketing, the branding, how the WNBA took its jump, which wasn't based solely. And I know you can poke a hole in this argument. Hopefully it happens. We talking basketball. Hopefully Andrea Carter sets them straight on that one. Other than that, everything Shannon's saying is 100, except basketball first. But let's see.
No, Shannon, I hear you, right? I hear you 100%. But
Okay.
another level of noise was coming from people. You were one of them who also tried to create a picture around Caitlin that the league was against her.
See, this is what happened. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Now, I could be passive-aggressive with this, and we can dance some more. We can dance some more, or we can diss. So you, Shannon, got caught trying to dance. You said some people on this network, and she, obviously, Andrea Carter, played for my teams, where Coach said, if you're going to say something, I want names and numbers. And she said, your ass.
Based on the actions of less than 5 former players or current players,
Woo!
which also creates a lot of noise. Like we saw during the All-Star game, the league and the players in this league like Caitlin. They enjoy Caitlin. They had so much fun with Caitlin. So there was noise created from every single...
Said was pointing the finger directly
come
at
on.
you.
No, not me.
I'll
not
come
me,
to your
not me.
defense about that. But let me also make this a point. You're not entirely accurate with what you just said.
Told you, it's always a dance. Isn't it a coincidence I got my Kwame Brown cup right now? My glass. Sing along, get along, right? The gang is this. And I'm not going where Kwame goes with it, where he's calling out Stephen A. and he's calling out names. I'm saying I don't care who they are. If they're doing the game right, if they're playing the game fairly, this is what you do. You look out for each other. Right? Stephen A. right now like, ooh, Shannon, you came in hot, but you came in kind of scattered. You trying to say, shotgun, bah, everybody get it. Andrea said, nah, yeah, hit your ass with that rifle. So now Stephen A's like, oh, she got that out? Your turn. Watch this.
Because guess what? Whether it was Shannon, whether it was myself, we didn't paint a picture of the entire league. What we said was there was noise out there emanating from some. And those folks were very, very loud and conspicuous with their dissent towards things involving Caitlin Clark. When we pointed that out, we said why. What was the necessity for it? Because a rising tide lifts all boats. This woman is box office, plus she can play. And the combination of the two would ultimately give all of those wonderful ladies for the wonderful work that they had done over so many years. It would have been validated, even though it came through the conduit was her. Ultimately, it stood to benefit the collective whole.
Oh, I got to stop right there. That's such a great, eloquent point. Stephen A. is saying, look, by hook or crook, the woman could play basketball. By hook or crook, the woman is just sensational. She's captivating. Everyone's interested, including me. And I'm the first to tell you, I am not a fan of the WNBA. But I do have 3 daughters, and 2 of them are young. And them little 2 are going to be big 2. And them big 2 might could play some basketball. We'll see. Point being, I'm rooting for anybody to express themselves and have a suitable outlet where they can make a great living. I'm not a big fan of the WNBA. But now there's a moment where you got people like me who don't even rock with you, rocking with you. So let's roll somewhere. And if we're going to go somewhere, I don't care how we get there. let go. And it seems like there was this resentment. There was this backlash. Now, to Andrea's part, she's like, it's 5 people. But to our vantage point, it looked like a lot of y'all were not happy and open-armed to Caitlin Clark being the catalyst, being the reason that everybody was all in. Who gives a damn? Asia Wilson, you're like, oh, well, I mean, I just won another MVP, but y'all didn't care when I won the other ones. Y'all care now? Thank you. She didn't have a shoe deal before Caitlin Clark was in the league. She didn't have a shoe deal before Caitlin Clark. They wasn't chartering them planes. Them planes was at Terminal 37B like us. That was an amazing point what he's talking about. Keep going, dog. Keep going.
And rather than some out there accepting and embracing that, they resented it, and they tried to use the contribution of others who came before Caitlin Clark to justify their vitriol instead of owning the fact that what really was their objective.
Is that what an ES or AS is? Yes.
And what really was their agenda is that they resented the fact that this young lady who came into the league, took it by storm, and drew in a level of attention that they weren't able to draw.
I got to stop right there. Just look at that panel. That's excellence right there. That is excellence right there. That is a beautiful looking panel. Give it up. Woo! They fresh.
One thing I want to say before we go to break, really quick, Dre, I think one of the impetuses, especially for this conversation, was obviously her not getting an Olympic roster spot, right? Remember, we had a big debate over that. Was she deserving of it? Was it more the marketing, the hype? And here's what I'll say, and I know, Andrea, that you agree. At that point, some of us felt like maybe she hadn't proved it in the WNBA, but at this point, she certainly has. So she proved everybody wrong.
What about the guards? Let's talk about the guards that did make it. Talk about the guards that did make it. How they play, Andrea? Because you were one of the ones that said she didn't earn it. How did the guards play that within the Olympics? How did they?
Oh, now he tough. I like it, Shannon. Come get her. She trying to get you. Go get her back.
For sure. But we can't take how Caitlin finished the W season and pivot that to how she would have done in the Olympics. That's a completely different argument.
Look at that point. Look at how she played up until that point. Chelsea Gray had only played one game before she went to the Olympics. She was outplaying Diana Taurasi. Was she outplaying Diana Taurasi at that point in time that she was on the team? It's a simple yes or a simple no.
Y'all notice the caliber of weapon, the caliber of ammunition. Y'all see how it started to just go up and up? See, this is what I want y'all to know. And this is we just on this show showing you how the sausage is made. It was going to be cool and cute. Caitlin Clark struggled in her first playoff game, but hey, she's unanimous MVP. Rookie of the year. Asia Wilson's MVP. Wow. Let's go. WNBA playoffs. And then shots started to be taken because, like politics, people picking a side when it comes to Caitlin Clark. And you seeing these sides ride for their side.
Was Caitlin outplaying Diana Taurasi? But you can't just factor in current play, Shannon. That's all I'm saying. You got to factor in. If you're factoring in Diana Taurasi's Olympic experience, Diana Taurasi's how she was with the team, I get it.
Shannon, hold on one second. Shannon Sharpe, hold on one second. What we're saying is you guys were right.
Why are they so reluctant to just say it? Y'all know damn well she is outplaying somebody who only played one game. Oh, no, but she, I hear you, though. Look, if LeBron only played one game in the Olympic year and some rookie Cooper Flagg was out there eating. Diana Taurasi, we know who she is, but damn it, who was the best at the time? You could say that Caitlin Clark wasn't the top 12, top 15, okay, but she was better than those two. Shannon gave great examples.
Right, that's what we're saying.
No, Molly, you did not say that, Molly. No.
That's what you said.
That's not what you said, Molly.
That is not what you said. I literally just brought it up.
You were talking about folks making the point that, at the time that they had picked the Olympic team, Caitlin Clark didn't necessarily deserve it based on her play on the court. When the point that Shannon and I was making at the time was that, wait a minute, in the end, there are people that have ended up on Team USA for reasons other than just their elite play at that particular moment in time.
She was a marketing whiz. Right. She was everyone right because she is a marketing whiz and she did it on the court. That's what I'm saying.
Molly.
So you were ahead of the curve.
You're not listening, Molly. You're not listening. I'm talking about your point, Molly. Your point.
And I'm explaining it to you.
At the end of the day, we were making the point. Do you want to promote the league or not? And people like Andrea and others were resistant to that playing a role in somebody making the roster for Team USA. And we were saying, hell with that. You want to promote the sport. You put that girl up in there, and people were appalled at that notion. That was
Stephen
the
A,
subject.
But Stephen A, this is just going to come from different perspectives because you all's initial point was a marketing point, and that was what I was arguing with. That was what I was arguing with,
Right.
a marketing point for Caitlin. What Molly is trying to say, and what I agree with, is now that we have seen how Caitlin finished the season, there is a good basketball argument for her being on the team, for her making the team. There is now a great basketball argument. But listen, no, Shannon, listen. How she's playing right now, you just said it 5 minutes ago, was a testament to the rest that she had. And
they talk a lot of topics, all sports, every team, every player, right? Take their temperature right now. What is it about Caitlin Clark got these people that hot? Oh, I'm going to tell you at the end. I know why.
the break that she had, we don't know how she would have played without that break. So we're saying Caitlin has now proven herself basketball-wise, but you all weren't making a basketball argument. You weren't making a basketball argument.
We're not saying we were making a basketball
No, Andrea, I'm not going to let you do that.
Go ahead,
Andrea, I'm not going to let you make it seem like Caitlin Clark was averaging 5 points a game. At the time, she was still averaging 16 points a game, which was more than a lot of other guards that made the team. So don't do that. Don't make it seem like she was averaging 5 points and this was like a handout.
No, it wasn't a handout.
Look at her numbers. Look at her numbers comparable to the other guards that were on the team. That's all I'm saying.
No, I hear you, but when I talked to members of the Olympic Committee, the questions were of fatigue, of rest, and of the physicality and FIBA rules, and of lack of continuity with Team USA, which were things that she did not have. I'm not disputing Caitlin's greatness on the court. That's not what I'm disputing at all. Like, I don't understand what you're talking about. I'm not disputing her
play. We got to go to commercial. Let's come back.
There were other factors that
Let's come back. Hold on. We got to go. No. We got to go to commercial. Shake. Come back. Let's come back. Let's go.
Now I know why they number one guy. Dang. How many times they get those type of segments off? That's insane. That was so good. And you know what's so bad? That people are going to dance around with what the real issue is. Let's just say the issues again, once again. There's a racial component to this. Black or white, you pick your side. All white people ain't riding for the white side. All black people ain't riding for the black side. But people got a problem that this white woman is playing basketball like she playing basketball. Not because she's great at it. No, because we've named Breonna Stewart's great at basketball. We've had white players great before. Diana Taurasi's great again. She taking over being great. And it's measuring. There are metrics. There are things that we can see and say that is happening to this WNBA that's never happened before. As a rookie, with that headwind she faced, that white woman went out there and balled out, and that black woman spoke. I think it's funny, because guess what? If you don't think it's funny, well, then you don't think Tiger Woods was good. You don't think Tiger Woods was good for the sport. Yes, you do. Damn right you do. You know why? Because that black guy went out there and took over that white man game. Same thing. So that's just dynamic. Boy, y'all some racists out here in this country. All this interest just because she going against the grain in perception. Okay, that's part one. Part two is Andrea Carter, who I think literally, I'm about to give her this title. She might be the most talented analyst in the making. Like, she might be GOAT. She could be a GOAT. One, everything she says is dead on. Two, she doesn't get flustered. She doesn't get thrown off track. She doesn't get distracted. She stays on it because they were trying to come at her from every which way because she comes direct. She started direct. She finished direct. She ain't distracted. Three, amazing, just beautiful. Just call her like it is. God dang, she pretty. And then four, they giving her the reps. They giving her the chances. I mean, I remember seeing her at first. She was hearing it. Wow. But she got to understand, like everybody else, that when y'all riding for Caitlin Clark or you're not riding for Caitlin Clark, whatever side you picking, we can see it. To build up your equity, to be who she can be, which is like a GOAT analyst, a GOAT host maybe, she need them relationships. So think about it. She gets to this fork in the road. She young in the game, but she's still in the game and she killing it. Killing it. Do I want to take the side of 300-400, how many players? 8, damn, they ain't got no many players. 100 and some players in the WNBA, they only got 18s, right? Those 80 to 100 women who are like, we helped build this. Oh, I've been working on the railroad. You want to take their plight and be the face and voice for them? Or do you want to take this newbie, hair all wet behind the ears, like, what? I just got out the shower of my dorm room and I just came to take over your WNBA, and it's not that hard. What have you guys been doing for the last 27 years? We are way more popular right now because I'm here. Oh, them planes look different, huh? You like that food? You like the charter? You like this service? You're welcome. Do you take her side? And I hate to say it, but it's a side. Or do you take the side of all them? Which can have some racial implications, but more tenure. Yo, we've been doing this for 20-something years. Yo, I'm a multiple MVP. Yo, I'm been all WNBA. Y'all gonna talk about her and only her. Yeah, we are. You wanna know why? Because she is it. So Andrea Carter's making a business decision as well. And this is not said with slight, because trust me, I don't have a higher regard for somebody in terms of potential than her. She's insane. She is insanely great. But she's making a decision. She choosing to go with that plight. That plight is, at the moment when they were serving the Olympics and they were trying to make this decision, guess what? Caitlin Clark didn't really deserve it. And Stephen A., Shannon, others are saying, what? Deserve what? Deserve what? What y'all been doing? Nobody deserves that treatment. I told you, I've talked to WNBA legends. Oh, they had horrible experiences. No one deserves that. So she has elevated it. Give her her props. Is she good enough to make the Olympic team? Is she better than the worst player on there, as I always say? More importantly, would she have served you guys a greater good? You know how you get into the NBA Hall of Fame? Your service to the game of basketball, grander than just your contributions on the court. That's why Yao Ming up in there. You think Yao Ming made it just because he was out there balling out of control in the NBA? No, he took that game outside our borders and took it to new heights, globalized it, helped globalize it. And they said, thank you with your Hall of Fame. Why could they thank Caitlin Clark with an Olympic election? Just one selection. Just throw in one. Okay, we had a maximum of 12. Make it 13 this time, damn it. Anyway, that was an amazing segment. First Takes #1 for a reason. Beautiful, beautiful look. Oh, come on, man. That was insane. Good stuff. All right, y'all. Let me know. Beat it up in the comments. Why everybody hating on Caitlin Clark still? She had one bad game in the playoffs. And look at all that came out. Stephen A. put on his best suit. Shannon came out hot 100. Molly couldn't get the word in. And Molly talked hella fast because I speeded up, and she talked hella fast. And Andrea was trying to hold it down. And I love the fact that she came out like, oh, dog. Anybody want a cheeseburger? That's how she was talking. So let me know, y'all beat it up in the comment. Boy.